Friends, please be an angel and share this podcast with a friend, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, and leave a positive review. You can also help us reach more people when you screenshot this podcast, tag me at Angel Podcast, and share it on your Facebook and Instagram stories. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for all you do to support this podcast. Welcome to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your angel medium, Julie Jancius, and today we're sharing your angel stories. Why do our angels and loved ones above show us signs? Yes, they want us to know they're okay and at peace, but deeper than that, they want us to connect with them so that they can help us more from the other side. Friends, it all begins with your intuition, vibration, and experiencing oneness. Your intuition is your soul's voice. It's also how your loved ones talk to you from heaven. In this podcast, we teach you how to turn up the volume on your intuition so that you can hear their loving messages more clearly. We also teach you how to raise your vibration and feel your oneness with all that is. Friends, you are here to love, give love, receive love, be love, radiate love. And because your soul is love, all you really ever have to do is just be. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancius. Friends, as I'm recording this, it's a Friday. You're going to hear this next week. And my daughter's getting ready for homecoming. So I'm about to go get her ready for the big homecoming game. But I just had to bring this through because I was just in a reading with someone and this energy came through, and sometimes spirit goes, Julie, that's not just for this person. You have to share this with everybody. So I really wanted you to hear it. I've seen this before, but not in a while. And it's an energy of like 5 years ago. And now here it is in like all of my readings this week, again and again and again and again. And I'm like, okay, the collective is working through this. We all need this. So I'm going to bring it through. And it's really simple when you stop to think about it, but I think that sometimes what our brain does, and then it really kind of hijacks our energetics within our body, and it kind of messes with our energetics, is like something could really be so simple, but when we are not stopping to put an attention or an awareness on it, it creates this like energy of a mountain out of a molehill, right? And so here's what came through. Spirit said to this woman, you know, when your inner child is really, really fretting about something, you know, a lot of times we try and stuff it down into our subconscious. I don't want to think about this. I don't have time to deal with this. You know, I got to do all these other things. And so we stuff down this little thing that just keeps irritating us. And it's like something about work or something about, you know, our everyday life or something about the bills or something here or there. And spirit's just tapping you, right? And that is all spirit will do. Spirit's not going to get in your head and be like, listen, if you don't sit down and think about this, you're a bad person. Spirit can't do that. That would bypass your free will because it would force something upon you. So all that your angels will ever do is tap you and remind you, hey, you're thinking about this for a reason. Hey, this keeps coming up in your subconscious for a reason. Hey, you know, like, and it's just there, right? And you go, nope, don't have time to think about it. And then it pops up. Nope, don't have time to think about it. And then it pops up. And you're like, why does this keep popping up? Well, here's what a lot of people do. A lot of people just don't take the time to look at that one little thing. And so it becomes this really, really big energy, because when you're not stopping to look at it, what you're really doing is forcing the energy into a contracted, tighter space that's like making it bubble up within you, right? But when you look at all of your options? What are all of your options? Okay, angels, I see you. This keeps coming up for me. I need to just take some time, sit down in meditation this morning and spend a couple minutes with you on it. When you look at all of your different possibilities, let's say it's somebody who's like, I love my job, but I can see the writing on the wall. Angels keep tapping me. I need to look at my other options out there. Okay, if you let this energy go of you say to yourself, I don't want to look for another job, but the angels keep telling you to, and you don't look at what your options are, what happens is you're squeezing down. I want you to imagine a funnel where it's really large at the top and it's squeezing down to a tighter space at the bottom. And what happens is I see this play out with folks over 3 years where they'll come in for a session and Spirit's like, look at your options. Look at your options. That's all you have to do is look at your options, right? And when you look at your options, you see that, oh my gosh, it's taking you energetically and spiritually to the realm of all possibilities, because that is what heaven is. That is what God frequency is. The realm of all possibilities for you. And that realm of all possibilities, when you get into it and you spend time in it, it feels very, very expansive, right? Infinite infinities. There is never a way that you could go wrong in your life or get stuck in your life. There's always just more and more options for you to better and better and better your life. And as you spend time in this realm of all possibilities, which I'm going to teach you how to do, and you just start to look at all of your different choices. So let's say in this case scenario, the person looking for another job is like, well, I don't really want to change jobs, but, I'm going to look at what's out there. Okay. So then they start to look at what's out there and they're like, wow, in some cases, maybe they're like, I'm really underpaid for what I'm doing. Or, other people over here who are doing the exact same work, but at this other company get to work from home a couple of days, or they get X, Y, and Z benefits that I'm not getting. As soon as you start to look at your options and you put yourself into the realm of all possibilities, all you're doing is trying things on. You're not saying that you're committing to a choice or a new decision. You're just saying, I want to look at what's out there because Spirit is calling me to do this. Okay. As soon as you start doing that and you start seeing that you have other options, that inner child within you stops throwing a fit. And I know that it's kind of like a funny concept to think that we all have this inner child within us that throws fits, but I'm telling you, it is in every single person that I work with. It's inside myself. Like, your inner child will not flare if you know how to work with them. But if you do not know how to work with your inner child, she will throw down, and she will throw down hard, and she'll just create chaos and havoc within your life. I think of the inner child sometimes. It's funny, Archangel Michael is showing me this right now. The mayhem commercials where you see it and he's like, yeah, that's me. I'm mayhem, right? Get Allstate, whatever it is. Not an ad for that company. They don't pay me anything. Never worked with them before. But your inner child is mayhem. Right? And if you don't allow yourself to look at options, you better believe mayhem is coming in. It's going to rear its head in different ways. And this is so simple, everybody. It's so simple. The only thing that you have to do to avoid mayhem is to try on different things by looking at options. What are all your options? Okay. Homecoming is this weekend. I'm just thinking about dresses. And I was telling this to my daughter as we were going dress shopping. I was like, listen, you are going to look at dresses in the store and you're going to think that would never look good on me. And you're going to, knowing her, she's just going to want to take one or two dresses right back into the dressing room and just try on one or two things. And I said, listen, take all the options that could look good, right? Take 15, 20 dresses back there, try them all on, because I'm so grateful to those who keep this show going through your support. Get 3 certifications in one and start your own business when you take the Angel Reiki School online or in person. You get both for the price of one when you register. The Angel Reiki School is in person this November and January. My angel membership gives you the ability to work with your personal angels and your heavenly loved ones every day to hear your own angel messages. Sign up for the annual option today and receive a free 1-hour reading with me to feel closer than ever to your angels. I'm doing readings again out of my house and on Zoom. It's $144 for a half an hour reading or $288 for an hour. Or book me to do your readings at your next party worldwide. The Angel Reiki School membership, readings, and parties are all booked online at theangelmedium.com. That's theangelmedium.com. Thank you again for supporting my work and the work of the angels. Now, let's get back to the show. I don't know about for you, but for me, the thing that I always try on last that I'm like, I'm going to take this back, but I don't know if this is really going to look good. It's always the one that works, and it always looks the best, and it fits me the best, and it's perfect, right? But if you don't give yourself options, oh my gosh, that is the best way to call in mayhem from your inner child. Now, the reason that options settles the inner child is, think about this. When you're in the realm of all possibilities and you go, okay, try it on a different couple of things. I've got 3 dresses back here to choose from because they all look fantastic. Or you know what? I'm looking at different jobs, didn't want to look, but I've got 5 great options out here that could really work instead of where I'm at. What happens is something changes within your mind, which changes your energetics. And you go, okay, I'm more safe, I'm more secure than I thought I was. I've got freedom here, I've got choices here, I've got 0 restrictions of thinking that I have to stay in this one place or I have to do this one thing. No, I've got a lot of options here. And as soon as you go to that place of, wow, I really have a lot of options here, you get into a higher vibration. Okay. If you're not allowing yourself to look at any options and you're like, well, I just got to stick out this job, for the next 15, 20 years until I retire. That's where mayhem comes in, because your soul doesn't want that. Your soul is always going to change and mold and adapt, but it requires us being willing to change. More about that in a second. But what I want to say here is that when you see that you have possibilities, freedoms, and choice, your nervous system can rest, right? Because it feels safe. And it's really by not allowing yourself to see the other choices that your nervous system feels on such high alert and feels so unsafe to begin with. So really, the longer that you hesitate looking at your options, the tighter and more contracted your energy gets. Going back to that image of the funnel getting tighter and tighter and tighter over the years. The longer that you say, I don't have any options, I just have to stick this out, ooh, gosh, you're putting yourself really, really, really into a very contracted state. So I know that change, when it kind of rears its head and it starts to show itself, it can feel really scary, but your angels say that you have this option of making it feel really exciting. And that really, truly is a choice that we have to make all the time, because we can't say, well, for the rest of my life, no change is happening here, right? That's not how this works. You can look at change and go, okay, I'm going to ignore you for the next 3 years until I really put myself into a tight spot and have to make a choice with less options. Or you can say, got it, angels, you keep showing me, you keep nudging me that there's a change that needs to come here. I'm going to look at this as exciting because when I was prepping for this, your angel said that if you thought back to a time when you were scared to change, but it ended up turning out for the better, that's the exact same situation that you're always in. The change that you're going through is always going to feel scary. It's always going to feel nerve-wracking to your nervous system. But 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, you're going to look back at this time and you're going to be like, oh my God, that was so much easier. That was so much more simple than I thought. Why was I beating myself up for this? Why was I resisting this change? So here's what your angels need you to do. Not just say to yourself, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. God is bringing something in that is just incredible for me. I have no idea what it is, but it feels like Christmas and I don't know when Christmas is going to land, but God is bringing in something incredible, amazing, and I can't wait to just kind of see this. All I have to do right now is look at the options. That's it. Okay, when you make that change, what you're really doing is you are allowing God space to create miracles. So here's the other piece to all of this energy. I do this all the time. I'm putting myself right in the midst of this. I know that a lot of you do this too. You think to yourselves, and I think to myself, I got to do it all. I have to do it all myself. I have to make this happen. I have to get this all done. I have to work so hard. I have to. And all of that I have to is this huge pressure on yourself. I have to make this happen. Now, there's no God in there, right? There's no angels in there. And there certainly is no miracles in there because when we say, I have to, we're not leaving room for God to work. Let me say that again. We are not leaving room for God to work because as soon as we go, God, I have no idea how you're going to work this through, but here's what we got going on right now. And I need you to come in and work miracles. Then God can come in and deliver those miracles like only God can, right? Because it comes from that God frequency, that realm of all possibilities. And the angel said to anchor into this. You believe, I know you believe this. If you listen to this podcast, you certainly believe that God is capable of working any miracle on this planet. True? True. You believe that God is capable of working any and every miracle that you need. So go to God and say, I don't know what's happening with this change, but I need you to work miracles where this turns out and my life turns out and my family turns out so much better than I ever could have possibly dreamed, right? When you are asking for miracles, when you are manifesting, where you are praying for something, what we all tend to do is shoot for the moon. And we tend to end up 10 to 15% under, shorter than the moon. That's self-doubt. That is fear, right? That doesn't get us to the finish line. So what you have to do is you have to manifest bigger. You have to ask for miracles that are bigger, right? Okay, so I have this client and her goal for the year is that by the end of the year, she has to reach 3 million in sales, right? And I told her, well, let's go further. That the miracle isn't her reaching 3 million in sales. The miracle is her reaching 3.5 million in sales or 4 million in sales. Okay. So let's overshoot on our goals, our manifestations, what we want, so that as we all as human beings contain self-doubt and fear, and that shows up in our lives, when we overreach, we hit our target. Okay. So she goes, I like that. And let me take you back to this. I just want to hit on this again. Asking for the goal of the 3 million isn't the miracle, okay? The overreach is the miracle, okay? So ask for the overreach. Ask for what is greater and believe that God can deliver on any miracle you request. I wrote down options shift energy faster than logic. So as you self-doubt, as you have fears, which creep in for all of us a little bit every single day. Wish that we could take a pill and get rid of that. That is what spirituality and your spiritual practice is for. That is the pill to take to get rid of self-doubt and fears. But as you have options, you're allowing miracles to multiply. You're allowing more space for miracles to come in from all different directions, okay? So don't try and rationalize miracles within your brain because that is not how miracles work. That is not how God works. God cannot fit in our capacity. God is just so much greater, so much bigger, infinite infinities. So don't put those bounds on God, okay? Don't try and reason it. Don't try and logic it. Don't try and use your brain to figure it out. Miracles can't be understood by the brain, which is why they're miracles. Ask for the miracle and ask for the miracle to be bigger than anything you possibly could have imagined. Okay, set this off to the side. I have to bring through one more thing. God Universe Source is bringing in a lot of change right now. I'm not talking about on a big scale right now. I am talking about individually in people's lives, that there is a lot of change happening. Now, as I've gone through the past 25 years of my life, I've seen this cycle again and again and again. I got it now. I know exactly what this feels like. When this happens, Spirit goes, and this is all the time, right? But you just listen to what your angels say. You listen more to your intuition. You listen to what they're saying. And the angels have been saying, Julie, people need you more. Now, for the past couple of years, I haven't done as many, still doing readings, but just maybe not as many because of my voice. And Spirit's like, Julie, we need people seeing you more because they need what it is that you're going to tell them. I'll give you an example. So yesterday I had a woman come over to the house. I'm doing readings out of my house now. You book any reading and you can come over to the house if you're in Illinois. And she came in and she's like, Julie, can I just thank you for doing these out of your home again? Because she said, there is no one that I listen to in podcasts, meditations, anything else that can shift my energy as fast as you do. And the woman that I was doing the reading for today, she said, Julie, I come back to you again and again and again for readings because nobody shows me the direction and gives me the clarity that I get from these sessions like you do. So because we're just kind of in this point of just so much change, I completely changed my website. I think I announced this last week and then I was like, oh shoot, I didn't update the website. I went in, it's all updated. I checked it. Go to theangelmedium.com, angelmedium.com. Go to the readings. It either says readings or sessions. And if you go to book a session, I lowered the price tremendously because Spirit is like, we just need you to be able to bring through these angel messages to as many people as possible. So if you feel called to do that, book over there. I would love to work with you. I'm always doing exactly what the angels say. And so if you need me, I am here for you. I would love to work with you. You don't have to come in person. I do these readings every week with people in Germany and Spain and Australia and just kind of everywhere around the world. So if you need me, I am here for you. I love you so incredibly much. And just know you have options. And you have miracles that are on their way to you, okay? So what I want you to do right now is if you feel called to go book a reading, go book it. And I want you to just sit and ask God for the miracle that you need. And I want you to ask for that miracle to be greater than what you expect because that makes it a miracle when it comes true. And I want you to believe, know that that is coming through and it's coming right from God as a gift to you. I love you so much, friends. Have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. Beautiful souls, we have so many freebies to help serve you, your family, and friends. Want a weekly message from your angels emailed to you? Sign up on my website to receive a weekly message of love, hope, and healing from the angels. Do you have a prayer request? Go to the homepage of my website and submit your prayer request so that our team of prayer warriors can be praying for you daily. Want to learn more about the angels and energy healing? Subscribe to my YouTube channel called Julie Jancius to learn more about the angels, energy healing techniques, and so much more. One of the biggest things we hear from our listeners is that they have no one to talk to about their spiritual awakening. We created a private Facebook group called the Angels and Awakening Podcast Tribe so that you could connect with others like you and know that you're not alone. So be sure to join this group on Facebook to get the support you need. Want a free session? We plan to give away over 240 free sessions with students in the Angel School per year. To win a free session, subscribe and rate this podcast 5 stars. Then write a positive review and email us a screenshot. That way we know who to contact when you win. Want to share your uplifting angel story on the podcast? Because we love sharing them. Please write down your angel story and email it to us. Don't forget, be an angel and share this podcast with someone who needs it. See you back here next time for another episode of the Angels and Awakening podcast.